Chapter 11. It was a beautiful sunny day. The street was full of kid noises. Laughter drowned the sounds of marching feet when suddenly the world fell to pieces. One scream killed the laughter. It was Jackie's. I turned around in time to catch her in my arms as she hurled herself at me. Her face was a white mask of horror. "Finn! Oh Christ, it's Anna! She's dead! She's dead!" Her scarlet fingernails dug into my chest, and the ice-cold water of fear flooded over me. I ran down the street. Anna was lying across the railings, her fingers clinging to the top of a wall. I lifted her off and cradled her in my arms. A flicker of pain narrowed her eyes. "I slipped out of the tree," she murmured. "All right, Titch, hold on, I've got you." Suddenly I felt terribly sick. Out of the corner of my eyes I had seen something in a curiously distorted way that was more terrifying than this injured child in my arms. Her fall had broken off part of one of the railings. A broken iron stump. A few years ago nobody could see that. Now it was clear for all to see. The iron stump, those crystal mountains, were now red with shame and horror at its part in this dreadful thing. I carried Anna home and put her to bed. The doctor came and dressed her wounds and left her with me. I held her hands and searched her face. The pain flickering across her eyes was chased away by a grin that slowly blossomed over her face. The grin won. The pain was hidden somewhere inside her. Thank God she was going to be all right. Thank God. "Finn, is the princess all right?" Anna whispered. "She's fine," I answered. I didn't know if she was all right or not. "She was stuck up in the tree and couldn't get down. I slipped," said Anna. "She's all right. She's only very frightened. She's only a baby kitten. She's all right. She's all right. You rest. I'll stay with you. Don't be frightened," I said to Anna. "Ain't frightened, Finn. I ain't frightened. Go to sleep, Titch. Have a little sleep. I've got you." Her eyes closed and she slept. It was going to be all right. I knew it deep down inside. For 2 days, this feeling was that it was going to be all right grew and took over my fears. Her grin and her excited conversations about Mr. God made me doubly sure. The knots inside me were coming undone. I looked out the window when she called me. "Finn, here, Titch, what do you want?" I crossed to her. "Finn, it's like it's turning inside out." There was a look of amazement on her face. An ice-cold hand gripped my heart and squeezed hard. I remember Granny Harding. "Titch," my voice was too loud. "Titch, look at me." Her eyes flickered and her smile spread. I hurried to the window and flung it up. Corky was there. "Get the doctor quickly," I said. She nodded, turned on her heels and ran. Suddenly I knew it was going to happen. I went back to Anna. It wasn't time for crying. It was never time for crying. The cold dread in my heart had frozen the tears within me. I held Anna's hand. My head pounded with the idea that whatever you shall ask in my name, I asked, I pleaded. "Finn," she whispered, and the smile lit up her face. "Finn, I love you." "I love you too, Titch." "Finn, I bet Mr. God lets me into heaven for this." "You betcha. I'll bet he's waiting for you." I wanted to say more, a lot more, but she wasn't listening, just smiling. The days burnt up like giant candles. The time melted, ran, and congealed into useless, hideous lumps. 2 days after the funeral, I found Anna's seed pouch. It gave me something to do. I went to the cemetery and stayed for a little while. It only made things worse, that much more empty. If only I had been nearer. If only I had known what she was doing. If only. I tipped the seeds onto the fresh-turned earth and hurled the pouch from me in misery.